first picture of the day, which is a nice change of pace. But so data and sample storage. I'm a big proponent of labeling boxes outside, of course. I mean, we're not going to have boxes, blank boxes, laying around in all the freezers. That would be ludicrous. But also the inside, I really like. I mean, maybe I'm a little OCD, but I really like mapping out this kind of stuff, and especially getting on it early, because like this picture at the bottom, that is from an old set of notes of when me and an undergraduate spent like 2 days going through the freezer, pulling out all these boxes, and I would read all the labels on the tubes to her, and she would write them down, or vice versa, and the position. And so that's what we did, and then we would double check it. You know, I mean,
all right, this is a great idea. The last person to get the goals up, that's what they're doing. They're going through the minus 80. That's a good idea. Keep going.
Yeah. So I mean, getting on it early is great because one, it's useful for you as being able to keep track of your own samples, but then also again the future proofing. I mean, when you guys leave, you say the sample, samples in RNA box 1, and you open it up, and there are 81 tubes in there, and they're labeled differently, and some of them aren't labeled on the tops. It's going to be so time-consuming, and having RNA sitting out while you're trying to go through these tubes, it just is a little crazy.
Plus, we just cleaned everything up.
Yeah. So an example of this that I started, but unfortunately haven't really followed up on, is this RNA, shellfish RNA boxes, which we had started. We have 3 boxes. But like this box, I had the position, the name that's written on the tube, the concentration of the sample, when the RNA was isolated in most cases. And in this, I was actually like really detailed, which is kind of cool. I put the experiment that the samples are from, so that I can go right in here and not even have to refer back to my notebook to figure out what stuff is. Of course, it's all up to you if you want to put in this much information. But
Amy, you've done something similar to this with your oyster samples, right?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily based on boxes, but on all your samples. But I believe you have a box location.
I do have a box location. I just don't have a specific location within the box.
Yeah.
But I also label my tubes on top, so it's
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. I also labeled my tubes on top. I still had to do this in grad school.